Okay, so this is chicken number 13, and I did make a recording of how this happened, but it did not, I don't know, somehow it didn't work. Um, Disappeared or something. Here I tried to do again to repeat what worked so well in chicken number 12, which was starting with putting on a complete layer of ochre in the background first, and then working into the dark shapes with one color directly in paint, not bothering with any ink, and then taking it to more detail after that. And I don't think it worked as well as it did in chicken number 12, in part because the background is more complex and I got lost in there a bit, and I'm not super fond of the greens I ended up using. Um, but I really like the head. There's something about the head that it really comes, at least in person, it really comes forward. It really comes out of the picture at you. Probably because it's more contrasty than the rest of the image. Like, particularly that contrast between the beak and the darker skin flap, that really does something. But yeah, this is very much a candidate for maybe one of these days I'll have an extra hour or two and just go at it and fix a couple of things and get into way more detail than I got here. But interesting nonetheless. I think I will still keep going with the same method, or roughly the same method. Definitely sticking to going directly into paint and not bothering with an ink underdrawing. And today I will do one or more of these kind of yellow ochre chickens, whole body, just because I think there's something interesting there for me to learn. And maybe after that, I'll go back to doing chicken heads because the chicken faces just seem to be the most rewarding thing to paint about the chickens. They have the most intense color, the most interesting shapes and forms, and but for today, I'll stick with whole body ochre, reddish brown chickens, and see where that goes. So today with the first chicken, I think I will start by putting in the background and then the dark shapes, and then working my way up from the dark shapes to the light. So background should be about maybe 5 minutes tops. I want to make the background a bit darker at the top and a bit lighter in the bottom. Um, then shadow shapes, maybe another 5 minutes. So in the first 15 minutes, I would like to get to a point where I have everything covered, like the whole paper covered with paint, and the basic form of the chicken is there already. I will probably not yet get to the talons and the details of the head, but basically everything else I would like to already be there. I've made it a bit easier for me today by pouring out some fresh white paint and fresh ochre paint, so that hopefully I lose less time by just getting paint on my brush the way that I do when I'm using dry paint. Um, I will have to do a little bit of mixing for the background. I might give myself a head start by doing the mixing now. Background is a bit of a more grayish, brownish color, and I will stick to that. I will just take that, run with it. Okay, that's at least like the base color for the background. And then I'm going to start the timer. It might be a bit tricky because this background color is basically the same tonal value as the paper. Might not see it very well, but okay, the top of the tail should come out here. To the back here. Top of the tail goes down to here. I do want to have the legs on it completely this time. Feet. Have to be careful about that. I'm not coloring the whole paper in this color. I think part of what made the last one so washed out, lacking contrast a bit, was that layer of just one color all underneath that shines through. So here's, and that gets mixed into all of the top layers. Okay, let's go down a bit more. So the gradation I'm putting into the background is maybe a tiny bit there in the reference, but not nearly as much as I'm making it out to be. And I'm putting it mostly so that I have more contrast with the chicken. And this being kind of an overcast daylight scenario that the chicken is in means that it's lighter on top and darker below, darker on the bottom. So I want the background to do exactly the opposite of that. Okay, here we have the rough shape of the chicken, and background doing maybe a little bit what I want it to be doing. And that's 5 minutes in, that's good. So, shadow shapes. Could do them just in straight up burnt umber or black. Would probably not be a bad choice. I'm a bit scared, maybe? Scared? Slightly nervous about doing it that way. Also, I should probably change to a smaller brush for that. I'm going to do black and English red to make it not quite as brutal as black would be. Okay, this is going to be a very slender chicken, apparently. I lost track of the proportions somewhere in there. Or I need to pan it out a bit to the bottom. And this goes more like that. And there's the shape for the wing. And the head is quite dark as well, and of course it's red, but I'm going to put it in as a dark, basic dark shape as well, just to connect it to the rest of the body. Okay, main color for the body. And lighter tones. Okay, that's very rudimentarily everything covered, more or less. And 3 minutes left on the first timer. I can blend a little bit, maybe. I think I'll start it on the red face. Yes. Okay, so the first 15 minutes are over. And in the second 15 minutes, I think I will finish the head. Oh, and then move on to the legs. And if I have any time left after that, I get to work over the feathers and shit, but I'm not sure. Second timer started. Oh, this is a bit tricky because it will look different once it's dry than it does now. So I cannot really go by what the paint looks like now while I'm using it. I have to guess a bit of what it will be looking like then. This, for example, will probably be a lot darker once it's dry, but I don't know how much exactly. Okay, that placement of the eye, the way it looks right now, that's not where it should be. It should be more here. Yes, much better. Finer brush. more dark red. Okay, I could get very lost with just fiddling with this eye now. Yeah, almost 9 minutes left, so it's not. I might actually have the time to get lost fiddling with this eye. Or face in general. Okay, I will put tiny little highlight on there as well. That feels a bit like overkill. No, I think that was good. I'm tempted to go to an even finer brush, but that would just mean getting into really, really, really absurd level of detail for the time frame that I'm working in. So no finer brushes. No. Okay, 6 minutes to go, so I'll be getting busy with the feet. The right foot is dark, the left foot is light. So, right foot dark. And like so. right foot quite light. This too will look different once it's dry. Probably less light than it does now. Four minutes. Okay, at least they fit on here. Ugh. Two and a half minutes left. So much more in terms of blending I would like to do here, but won't. And there's a bit of shadow just here. Should have used a bigger brush for the shadow. 40 seconds left. I don't want to. Don't want to lose time by changing brushes now. Okay, 20 seconds. And done. Okay, I'll give myself a few more strokes, just a few more. Okay. Yes, before I start fiddling too much. That's this chicken. Chicken number 14. And surprisingly, the stream did actually not cut out before I was done. Yay! Can even use my nice little card.